Hey everybody, welcome back to the LuckyDog podcast. This is your host, Elias Roush. This podcast is sponsored by Elias Roush Media, Dadcam, photo, video, digital media production. You already know what it is. Third season, fourth episode. And you can hear me elongating that because I am currently trying to pull up the page. so, um, fourth episode is Hands Across Madre Linda. So by now, I would have expected you to have watched the fourth episode of You. I will say it is chugging along quite nicely. I got to say that I'm enjoying the pacing of You season three. It started off just a slab slow, but once you got going, it rolls right off the tongue. Right off the tongue. It rolls um pretty smoothly. I don't feel like it's really lollygagging too much. I do feel like at the end of this episode, it does kind of bow tie its first four episodes pretty well in a way that I'm pretty surprised that more people aren't questioning them as a couple, considering they've been in a place and work in places and have been in contact with the two people that have gone missing in a very small kind of suburban town. I'm a little bit more surprised that people, the cops haven't been, able to pinpoint where these bodies I know one of them, the body, Natalie has not been found. Her body has not been. Um, but Gil, Gil's body had been dead for much longer than what he had probably been stating, and it was just like I, a couple of the contrivances have to do with them being able to get away with these crimes. Um, I am a little bit I'm curious to see how far they go with um, the Matthew plot line. I thought that he was going to be much more engaged and into the plot line to the fact of like, well, it seemed like there was like some shady shit happening with Matthew, and it feels like we didn't really get any information on that. I'm feeling maybe in the ending of the season that he's going to have some serious leverage over them as a couple. But overall, I have been just enjoying the storyline, the whole Gil thing. We I had taken a wild guess of thinking that Gil was not dead, and it was the most interesting thing not to kill him, which I'm glad they didn't kill Gil immediately, but they did end up. Gil ended up taking his own life after um, they kind of guilt trip him in a way, just really solidifying um, his death at the end of this episode. So, yeah, let me see anything else. Theo spazzes on Sherry. Looks like Theo does make a move on Love, tries to get a smooch in, and she pushes him away. Thank goodness. And looks like Theo's going away for a while, and or at least it doesn't appear that he's going to be around. And I'm trying to think anything else. Oh, what is it, Marianne or something like that? Marianne at the library is Joe feels like he's being hit on by her, so all of a sudden he has this infatuation with her. All of a sudden, did we call that or did we call that? I knew that she was too good looking of a librarian for him not to notice that. But yeah, I thought this episode was it was good. Like I said, I do feel like they kind of bow tied it up pretty well. Um, anything else need to cover? Like the police. Well, the police already got evidence with things implicating Gil and Natalie. So yeah, there was a lot of things that happened in this episode. There wasn't much to leave on the table. Um, I'm trying to think of anything else. Henry, I assume, is doing okay. We didn't really get much of him this episode. Mother's probably okay. Trying to think of anything else. Marianne the librarian. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. It was a nice little bow tie on everything for the most part. Um, I do feel like Sherry has to do something to piss Love off because almost every single scenario that we've been put in, with regards of like Gil, he got knocked out by Love, Natalie that was killed by Love, um, and it really ends in Joe having to clean up the messes in a lot of these scenarios. So, um, yeah, I'm just like, Love, please stop hurting people. It would be very beneficial for you not to do that. So, yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else we need to discuss. I think that's about it. Oh, I did want to mention there are some outside shots, exterior shots of the bakery, and they look just like you're on the back lot of the Warner Brothers studios. I'm like, did y'all not color grade that correctly? I don't know what it is about seeing a building that clearly is a set on the outside. You can tell it's a set. It just doesn't look like it has weight. Can't really describe it, but yeah. Anyways, um, yeah, those are a couple of the things that I noticed right off the bat. Anything else? I think that's about it. All right, y'all. Thank you for listening, watching Luck It Out Podcast. Let me know how you thought the first four episodes have um, unfolded. Or do you think the show is still progressing at a good rate? Do you think that it's sustainable? Um, Gil was definitely not the first one I thought was going to go in the glass box. I thought it was like Theo or Sherry. But Sherry's definitely on the list. I know she's got something bad coming up for her because she's just too in it for herself for her to get out of this season alive, in my opinion. I just think that there has to be another death, and three deaths in a small suburban place like this would be like there's clearly a serial killer. So it's like they can't stop. So all right, everyone. Thank you for watching, listening. Look It All podcast. Let me know how I can improve the podcast. Let me know what you thought about the show. Let me know what you thought about the podcast. 5 stars, thumbs up, subscribe. Everything you do to support the podcast absolutely helps us, small guys, become noticed much, much more on the front pages and stuff like that. So, thank you for listening, watching. Look It All podcast. Links are in the description. Take it easy.